Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Tech Sports Report. I am your man, Matt Jenkins, here to bring you highlights and recaps from all of the past week's Arkansas Tech athletic events. Also on today's show, we're going to have a preview for Wonder Boys and Golden Suns basketball seasons as they just recently opened up fall camp. We will have Golden Suns head coach Dave Wilbers and Wonder Boys head coach Chad Kline on set to talk with us about their upcoming season. We'll open up this week's show with highlights from this past weekend's Arkansas Tech football game. Arkansas Tech hosted East Central at Thone Stadium on Saturday for Military Appreciation Day. The Wonder Boys scored early and often on this one as Jabias Cross finds Michael Fine in the end zone to give Tech an early 7-0 lead. Late in the second quarter, Quay Rose recorded his second interception of the half and ran it back to the 3-yard line, setting up for this 3-yard touchdown run by Brian Allen to give the Wonder Boys a 38-6 lead going into halftime. Arkansas Tech opened the second half like they ended the first as Cross drops this beautiful pass into the hands of Henry Wesley for a 35-yard touchdown to make the score 45-6. And then Cross scored on the Wonder Boys' final touchdown late in the third quarter on this improvisational touchdown run to stretch the lead to 52-14. The Wonder Boys added a field goal in the fourth quarter to come away with a 55-14 victory. Tech finished the game with 614 total yards, the sixth most yards ever in a single game in Wonder Boys history. Jabias Cross led the passing attack with 243 yards on 14 of 21 pass attempts and 3 touchdowns. Cross finished the game with 306 total yards and had 2 rushing touchdowns to go with his 3 passing touchdowns. Brian Allen led the Tech rushing attack with 134 yards rushing on 22 carries and a touchdown, while Henry Wesley led the receivers with 4 receptions for 111 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, Devontae Derricott recorded 9 tackles and a tackle for loss, while Quay Rose led the secondary with 2 interceptions and a pass breakup. The Golden Suns volleyball team hit the road this weekend to Western Oklahoma as they took on Northwestern Oklahoma and Southwestern Oklahoma. Tech opened the weekend with a 3-1 win over Northwestern Oklahoma, beating the Rangers 25-15, 20-25, 25-15, and 25-19. McCall Wilkins led the Golden Suns attack with 15 kills on a blistering .609 attack percentage. Amanda Milnick dished out 26 assists, and Hunter Eschner led the Golden Suns defense with 21 digs. Unfortunately, the Golden Suns had no such luck with Southwestern Oklahoma as the Bulldogs swept Arkansas Tech 3-0. Kinsey Dozier led the Suns offense with 7 kills on a .294 attack percentage. Sarah Rosinski dished out 15 assists, and Madison Nagel led the Suns defense with 14 digs. The Golden Suns cross-country team ran their final race of the regular season as they traveled to the Arkansas Little Rock Invitational. The Suns had a successful run at the UALR Invite as they finished 3rd out of the 7 teams at the meet, but they were the top finisher in the 4 non-Division I teams. Of the non-Division I participants, the Suns had 7 racers finish in the top 9, led by Logan Edwards, who finished 1st in the non-D1 race and 18th overall with a time of 20 minutes and 18 seconds. Amy Riera came away with a 2nd place finish in the non-D1 and 20th overall. Cami Hedstrom finished 25th overall and 4th place in the non-D1, while Shannon McLaughlin turned in a time of 21:09 for a 5th place finish and 27th overall. The Wonder Boys golf team concluded their fall season as they traveled to the Midwestern State Invitational earlier this week. The Wonder Boys came away with an 11th place finish at the event. Tech struggled in the first 2 rounds but shot the second lowest 3rd round to move up from 13th on the final day. Austin Smith led the Wonder Boys with a 14th place finish, ending the tournament with a .224 for 11 over par. Luke Cornett shot a low round for Tech, carding a 68 during the final round, which matched the lowest score of any player for the entire tournament. The Golden Suns golf team also concluded their fall season as they traveled to the Sonoma State Fall Invitational earlier this week. It was a successful end to the Golden Suns fall season as they came away with the Sonoma State Fall Invite title. Avery Struck led the Golden Suns, winning the individual title with an overall score of 145 for a 1 over par, while also being the only player to shoot under par during either round of the tournament. Caroline Fredensborg and Anna Fransden also cashed in on spots in the top 10 as both finished in a tie for 7th with a 153 for a 9 over par. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the head coach of the Arkansas Tech Golden Suns basketball team, Dave Wilbers, on set with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you a Tech sports fan? Then it's time for you to get rewarded with the Fight On Rewards app. Check into Tech athletic events to earn points and redeem for awesome prizes. You can also interact on social media, fan polls, and post pictures through our fan cam. The app is now available for free through the App Store or the Google Play Store. Looking to get the inside stories of Arkansas Tech athletics? Then be sure to subscribe to Tech Talk, the official podcast of Arkansas Tech Sports. Available for free right now on iTunes.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back to the Tech Sports Report. I'm Matt Jenkins here with Golden Suns head coach Dave Wilbers. Dave, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing fantastic. Off to a great start and a great day.
It doesn't seem like it should be basketball season. It's almost 90 degrees outside. It doesn't feel like it should be for middle of October like it is right now.
Well, we've had great weather and just some fantastic weather for our football games too. Probably one of the best falls we ever had. But the basketballs are out and practice has started.
Absolutely.
And the cold weather will be here and basketball season's here.
Sooner or later it will be. Let's talk about last year before we jump into this year. An absolutely fantastic year for the Golden Suns last year. 27-4 overall, 21-1 in the GAC tournament champions. You advanced to the second round of the Central Regional. Just talk about that year last year because it was so much fun, at least from a fan's perspective as myself, just to sit back and watch.
Well, it was a great year, and credit the players. We had some really good talent on the basketball team, good chemistry. They got along real well, could really score at a high level in a lot of different areas. Had individual play, with some sensational seniors that we had, but really played a terrific schedule and stayed healthy all year long. And just kept battling and battling. And to win the conference is a chore in itself, but then to win the tournament and go to the NCAA tournament and have a chance to even advance in the NCAA tournament, we're one basket away. But it was a great year and a good year to remember really for a long time.
Absolutely. And heading into this year, you have several players returning off that team that you had last year. You get Katrina Hayden back after her injury. And several transfers. So just talk about what it means from a coaching perspective. You have a lot of seniors. You have a lot of experience coming back to this team to lend some experience to the younger Golden Suns that you have coming in.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good players back. Like our experience in a lot of different areas. We have post players coming back, guards coming back, players coming back from injuries. Experience, they know what's going on in practice, our expectations. I always say that every team's different, and this team will be a lot different because of our personnel. But there is a comfort of them knowing that what it's going to take to win a conference championship, advance in the NCAA tournament, and to win championships too. So, it's a good returning group, but also we've added some good pieces too and some good players to this basketball team.
Absolutely. And you guys have started fall practice this past week. What have been some of your takeaways from this? Not necessarily a new look team, but you were just talking about they're going to look a little bit different. What have been some of your takeaways from this team so far?
Well, this team is very athletic, and I think we can put a lot of scorers on the floor. We can score in a lot of different ways. I think we're going to shoot the three, maybe one of the better teams I've ever had here at Tech, shooting the basketball. We can run the floor, good post game. And so, if we can finalize our defense and figure out what we want to do defensively this year, I think we can score points, but, we have to hold people too. And our defense needs to get better. But we've had really good practices. They've been long, very difficult practices. We've challenged the team, but they've responded real well. And, we're a healthy team right now, so that's always good too. But they're competing hard, and we're ready for the next phase in our preseason. That's scrimmaging and then getting ready for the first game.
Talk about what you would like to see from some of your players in those scrimmages.
Well, we always talk about everybody needs to compete, and our expectations in our program that everybody's going to play hard. I mean, that's just an expectation. I think our players understand that now after 4 days of practice. But one thing we like to see in scrimmages is how you're competing against somebody else. Are you being productive on the court? Are you passing the ball to the open person? Are we hitting shots, running the floor? But we have 3 very difficult scrimmages, so it'll get ready for our first game.
Which in your first game, November 6th, you open up against Dallas Diesel in an exhibition. Then the 12th of November, taking on Lane College. And then November 17th, open up GAC play against Southwestern Oklahoma. Just talk, is there a certain process like you wanted to see your team evolve in those first 2 games before you open up GAC play in game 3?
Well, because of our conference schedule and playing really the first week of conference in already big games on the first Thursday of the season, we have to be a lot readier this year than we ever have before. We're putting things in a lot quicker, and hopefully the team's ready to play because, if you lose a couple conference games early, it can really knock you out of the championship. So we're moving a lot faster than we ever had before, putting in things and practicing longer because of that. But I think our team will be ready to respond, the first week of the season.
And I think I'm kind of getting the vibe, too, that there's some high expectations for this team this year. Just with who you have returning, some of the young talent that you have coming in, and the whole conference as a whole is very, very competitive. So I'm sure for you, it's high expectations, as it should be, because you have a very successful program here.
Yeah, we always have high expectations, and our league is good. It's a tough league. I always say in the women's part of our league, there's a lot of great coaches, and everybody's got different styles, so it's hard to prepare for. The road trips are tough, but it gets you ready for the season, it gets you ready for postseason. And our expectations here never changed, even from the very first day I was here. We want to compete at the highest level, win championships, and try to do everything we can to do that and prepare our team. And I think we have a team that can do that this year. Now, that's a lot being said, and there's a lot of work ahead of us, but we do have the talent. And, if we stay healthy, I think good things are going to happen to us. Absolutely.
Well, we've been doing this with the players this year, kind of getting to know the coaches. I want to get to know you a little bit better, let the fans get to know you a little bit better. I've spoken to a couple of people. I think me and you've talked about it too. You actually didn't play college basketball. You played college baseball in college? Is that right?
That's correct. Yep.
Just talk about, well, before we get into basketball, what about baseball? Where did you play college ball?
Well, I played at Seward County Junior College, which was really a national powerhouse in junior college baseball, and they have been ever since we left, too. They've just been in the national tournament and, finished in the top 5 several years. A great program. And then I went from there on to Oklahoma Christian University, which was a really good NAIA program. And unfortunately, I had a career-ending injury, but I might have been able to play on past college baseball. But good memories and good experience, and more importantly, just some good friendships that have lasted forever through that.
And reading up on your biography, you've made a lot of stops as far as coaching, whether it's been in baseball, basketball. I think I saw football that you coached football before. Where did your love for basketball come in when you started wanting to go into that route?
Well, I grew up in Kansas City, Missouri, which was the Big 8 headquarters and the Big 8 tournaments and also the NAIA championships. And my family always participated in that. We went and watched a lot of games. And really, I was a born coach. Even when I was in 3rd, 4th grade, I wanted to coach basketball. I had a love for basketball. I studied the game, watched the game. Very fortunate to be around a lot of great coaches in basketball. Very fortunate that I got to spend a lot of time in Allen Fieldhouse with the University of Kansas throughout their great years with Ted Owens and Larry Brown, too. Go and watch practices because we're so close and live so close to Allen Fieldhouse. So that was kind of where my love of basketball started and really where I wanted to coach. And I'm a coach that really has worked his way up. I started in junior high, went to high school. Spent a year at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, went to junior college and, coached at 3 or 4 other schools and now call Tech home.
Absolutely. Is there a favorite moment that you've been at Tech for
10 years?
10 years. Okay, I was going to say 10 or 11 years. Throughout that tenure here or past tenures at other places, is there a favorite moment throughout your coaching career that you just really remember?
Well, there's probably several moments. One of the big moments was in high school. We were a state champion. And had a fantastic team, was ranked in the top 20 in the country, and just a lot of phenomenal players, Division I players, Division II players off that team that were really great guys and friends for life, and we still hang out and call each other and support each other. And then, moving on, when I was at the University of Missouri, we made a couple of Sweet 16s, was a good experience with that. And, here at Tech, we've had a lot of great moments. Some of our great wins of winning regional championships and sold out Tucker Coliseum were good memories. But really it's been about the players that have come through the program and have worked hard and finished and graduated. Those are as good of memories as any, and those are players that still come back and we see and talk to, and they have a lot of pride for our program.
Absolutely. Well, let's create some more memories this year heading into 2016.
All right, thanks.
Coach,
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the head coach of the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys basketball team, Chad Kline. We'll be right back.
I knew Arkansas Tech had an impressive history,
but I didn't know that my professors would look out for my future.
I knew I'd be throwing fastballs on the field, but I didn't know I'd be on the fast track to physical therapy school.
I knew my art professors had years of experience, but I didn't know that I would get real-world experience before graduation.
I knew Tech was close to home,
but I didn't know it would feel like home.
Tech has one of the highest graduation rates in the state. Come take a tour of campus and discover what else you don't know about Tech.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Welcome back to the Tech Sports Report. I'm your host, Matt Jenkins, here with the Wonder Boys head coach, Chad Kline. Coach, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing great, thank you.
Ready for, it doesn't seem like basketball season's just here, and it seems like we're right in the middle of football season, but basketball's right around the corner.
Well, it's still so hot outside.
That is true.
It feels like we're in the middle of summer right now. I'm ready for it to get down in the 50s and 60s.
Absolutely.
And it really feel like hoop season.
Well, let's jump right into it. This team that you've assembled this year is going to look a lot different on the court than what we saw in 2015 and 16. Talk about some of these new faces that we'll be seeing in the Wonder Boys uniforms this year.
We got 13 new guys, and they're learning on the fly, learning quick. We've got 6 guys with Division I experience and a couple junior college guys, and we're just throwing them right into the mix right away. I expect a lot of that of these guys. We got a lot of upperclassmen. Just because they're new, they're not all freshmen. We got four new freshmen, I believe, but we're ready to go.
You were talking about a little bit of the experience. You have 10 players on your team that are either seniors or juniors, which lends to experience. Whether or not they've been at Arkansas Tech, they have experience on the floor playing for their respective colleges, and I'm sure that's what every coach wants on their team, having that good experience that's been there and done that before.
No question. And especially the Division I guys, they've been through Division I practices, Division I weights, Division I academics, and all the demands that come with it. So they've caught on fairly quick. It's just getting them molded together now.
Absolutely. And you're talking about kind of learning on the fly, getting ready for this season. What are some of the strengths you've seen in this team since you guys have started fall practice?
Well, we can shoot the ball. We shoot the ball very well. We'll look a little different than we have in the past. In the past, we've been fairly big, and this year we went a little different. We're not as big, but that is by design. I think all 5 guys that we'll put on the floor can score the ball. And in the past, we've always had 1 or 2 that hasn't been able to, and it's kind of caused us some problems. It almost felt like we were playing 4-on-5 on offense instead of 5-on-5. So I think one of our strengths will be we should be able to get up and down the floor and use our quickness and be able to score the ball.
And I think that'll be the biggest difference that fans will see, because in the past, not necessarily playing slow, but you have some bigs on the floor that you can spread out the floor. Now you can really spread out the floor and kind of play fast. And is that your kind of philosophy, or is that just kind of adapting to the team you guys have? Or?
Yeah, if I thought we had really good bigs and we could slow it down and pound it into them, we would do it. But it just hasn't worked that way. For one reason or another, it seems like traditional bigs, 6'10", 6'11", if they're here, there's a reason they're here. You know what I mean? Because at a Division I level, they get over-recruited so much. So if they're not there, there's got to be a defect somewhere. It's either academics, character issue, or can't score.
Sure.
So I just, we intentionally went a little different this year, and I'm excited to see it.
It's going to be fun to watch, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere since this fall practice that you'd like to see your team improve? Not necessarily inexperienced, they've got experience, but...
Well, defensively, Defensively, we've got to get a lot better, and we work on it every day in practice, and it's still nowhere close to where it needs to be. I know we can score, but it might be one of those shootout type games right now. We got to get a lot better defensively for sure.
Absolutely. And you guys have 2 exhibition games: November 7th taking on UT San Antonio, and then November 12th taking on Living the Dream. Before the 17th open up against Southwestern Oklahoma. So you got 2 games to kind of get things figured out, see where the team stands. Where would you like to see the team stand heading into Southwestern Oklahoma on the 17th?
I'd just like us to be healthy. I'd like to be able to have a full roster and healthy going in, healthy and in good spirits. And it's tough having your first game of the year being a conference game, and we couldn't find an exempt classic this year. So Southwestern will have already played 2 games before they play us, but luckily it's at home, and we'll be excited to play for
Absolutely.
sure.
Well, we've been doing this with our Tech athletes, but I wanted to flip the script and kind of get to know the coaches today. Just wanted to get on a personal. Where did you play your high school and college ball?
I'm originally from McPherson, Kansas. Obviously in Arkansas, you probably don't know a whole lot about it, but a high school power in Kansas, the McPherson Bullpups.
Okay.
They're still rattling state championships off every year. And then I played junior college at Barton County Community College, and then I went to Emporia State and played for a season. So,
was there a player that you looked up to during your high school and college career, or even still to this day look up to?
When I was young, Steve Henson was a McPherson Bullpup, and then he went to Kansas State, and then he was drafted into the NBA, and it's crazy. He's now the head coach at UTSA. So that's kind of how we got that game with UTSA this year. But yeah, when I was little, Steve Henson was kind of the man in McPherson.
Awesome. When did coaching start to come into play for you?
Well, I knew I couldn't play the game forever. that was fairly evident early on. But there was never anything I really wanted to do. You ask kids, I got 2 little kids, you ask them what they want to be. They want to be a police officer, a fireman. It was never really a question. I was just going to be around the game in some form or another. So right when I graduated at 22 years old and became an assistant coach at a junior college at 22 years old, and I've been doing it, I believe this will be my 14th year of doing it. So
really cool. Is there a favorite moment throughout your career, whether it's been as a player or a coach, that just stands out in your mind?
Here at Tech, we've had some good moments here in the last couple years. Not this past year, but the year before when we went into Bartlesville. We had tied for 3rd in the league and lost all the tiebreakers, so we ended up being a 5 seed and got hot at the right time and made a run and won the conference tournament. That one sticks out. My first year here as an assistant coach, when we made the Sweet 16 run. Those were good times. It seemed like that year, if we just got everyone to the bus, we were going to win. That it didn't matter who we played, where we played, but the time at Tech has been great for sure. Good people, great facilities, and obviously that's the most recent. So
absolutely,
that's what.
Well, I understand you're a big WWE fan, along with me, and I
watch it.
And I know me and you've talked about it several times. So let's put your creative hat on. You're in the main event of WrestleMania. Who is the one person you would love to get in the ring with? Past or present?
Well, I'm not real athletic, but I think a guy who could probably carry you pretty good would be Shawn Michaels. It seems like in WrestleMania he always delivers big on the big stage. So I think he could probably carry me through to a decent match.
There you go. Absolutely. Hey, Shawn Michaels is never a bad choice. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time.
All right, man.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be right back on the Tech Sports Report.
I knew I'd follow my heart into the Arkansas Tech nursing program, but I didn't know I'd fall in love with the campus.
I knew I would check out international business, but I didn't know I could check out a mountain bike.
I knew Tech had plenty of degrees that matched my interest,
but I didn't know I wanted to study pre-med.
Or pre-law.
I knew Arkansas Tech had an impressive history,
but I didn't know that my professors would look out for my future.
Tech has one of the highest graduation rates in the state. Come take a tour of campus and discover what else you don't know about Tech.
Being a champion takes more than skill. More than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back to the Tech Sports Report. I'm Matt Jenkins, and it is now time for Fight On Rewards Fan Poll Question of the Week, brought to you by Superfan U. This week, our fan poll question is, Wonder Boys quarterback Jabaius Cross is the Great American Conference leader in what major passing category? A, completions, B, passing yards, C, touchdown to interception ratio, or D, passing efficiency? You can answer this fan poll question on the Fight On Rewards app, available for free from the App Store on Apple devices and the Google Play Store on Android devices. And now let's take a look ahead and see what's upcoming for Arkansas Tech athletics. The Golden Suns volleyball team will return home for a huge weekend swing as they take on two of the top teams in the Great American Conference. The Suns will play Oklahoma Baptist in a battle between the top two teams in the Great American Conference on Friday. That match is set to begin at 6 o'clock p.m. inside Tucker Coliseum. The Suns will return to the court on Saturday for another tough match as they will take on Southern Nazarene. That match is scheduled for a 2 p.m. start inside Tucker Coliseum. The Wonder Boys football team hits the road again this weekend as they will aim for their third straight win. Tech will travel to Durant, Oklahoma to take on Southeastern Oklahoma in a pivotal GAC matchup. That game is set for a 2 p.m. kickoff. The Golden Suns cross-country team will also be in Durant, Oklahoma this weekend for the Great American Conference Cross-Country Championships. The women's race is scheduled for a 10:30 a.m. start time. Next week, the Golden Suns volleyball team will host their second tri-match of the month. The Suns will host Central Baptist and Lyon College on Tuesday. The Suns will open the tri-match with Central Baptist at 1 o'clock p.m. and then will take on Lyon College at 5 o'clock p.m. inside Tucker Coliseum. And with that, we've reached the end of the Tech Sports Report. Make sure you stay tuned next week as we will preview the home finale for the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys football season as they take on Northwestern Oklahoma. And also on the show, we will have seniors Michael Fine and Nick Akins. We appreciate you watching. My name is Matt Jenkins, and we'll see you guys next week right here on the Tech Sports Report.